Meantime, Prime Minister Harper is now on his way to Europe, hoping to seal a multi-billion-dollar trade deal with the European Union. Harper is due to meet with EU President to announce the agreement tomorrow. Our senior political correspondent Terry Molesky is traveling with the Prime Minister, and he spoke about the deal shortly before taking off today.
Well, we expect that the Prime Minister will sign an agreement in principle tomorrow in Brussels with the European Union Commission President, Jose Manuel Barroso. It'll probably be broad strokes, some details still to be worked out, but it is a significant achievement for both sides, not least for the Europeans who have had to corral 28 countries into agreeing to it. And that, of course, is a lot like herding cats. The sheer scale of the agreement is also impressive. The European Union, of course, being the world's largest common market, 500 million people, an enormous economic output, about a quarter of all the world's GDP. And the Canadian government is very keen that we report the big top-line numbers, which they say describe the bright future that beckons. Roughly $12 billion a year in growth in the Canadian GDP, they say, and 80,000 new jobs. However, a word of caution about those estimates. They were made about 5 years ago on the assumption of a really sweeping, ambitious, truly free trade agreement. And as we have seen in the cheese sector, which, as you know, was a very significant stumbling block in these talks, it's not free trade at all. All that is happening with the cheese industry is that the small quota that Canada allows for tariff-free entry of European cheese into Canada, that quota is being doubled. So it's not as though we're going to have cheap camembert on every Canadian table. It's not throwing open the doors to European exports into Canada by any means. Nevertheless, of course, the cheese industry is crying foul, say they've been sold out. On the other hand, the beef and pork producers, for example, say they expect to get about $1 billion annually in improved access to the European market. Now, we do not have the details of what has been agreed, and just as significant, we don't have the details on what has not yet been agreed. But we expect to get those details tomorrow at the European Parliament in Brussels. Terry Molesky, CBC News, with the Prime Minister's trip to Brussels.